DeGods. This is something that I think caught everybody by surprise. If you calculate the market cap of all the blue chip NFTs, we're talking Bored Ape Yacht Club, I think Clone X, Moonbirds, all of those, by market cap, DeGods is number 5. It's the number 1 collection on Solana. I haven't had a chance to look into it at all. I actually completely forgot about them, but we'll throw on a, we'll look at them. I'll say that. I wonder what the floor price is. I guess we probably got to go to Magic Eden for that. Alright, DeGods, number 1 community on Solana. Buy the floor. Okay, so they're incentivizing people to buy the floor with dust. You get dust coin. A useless token that everyone uses on Solana. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what dust is for. We'll have to look into that. Honestly, I thought all Solana projects were pretty bullshit. So, it was surprising for me to see that DeGods has an actual community. But this is pretty crazy. So, co-founder of Solana. Both of them own DeGods. Ice Cube's got one. Let's see if anybody else we know is in this. I bet they'll have function somewhere on here. No, surprisingly not. Unless they're under more, which probably. We bought a basketball team with DAO funds. That's interesting. Hold on, let me pause the music for this.
I can't help but feel neglected. Changing up the schedule.
I'm gonna have to talk through this because I don't know if this is going to be something that gets my video muted in the playback. That's been happening. So, I'm not trying to get another copyright strike or anything. Okay, so it's a big 3 basketball team, 3-on-3. Now introducing. I wonder who they got on their team. Killer threes. Alright, I fuck with it. I love the black and yellow look. Classic for anything. Now let's win a championship. Alright, that's cool. That's cool. The only country without a DeGod holder is North Korea. I don't know if I believe that, but you know, good for them. I see countries in Africa that don't have any. DeGods Mafia. Many DeGods have met co-founders within our community and branched out to build their own successful projects and businesses. We call this the DeGods Mafia. That is a good thing to have. You want to make sure that people are making good connections within the community and actually working on stuff. Usually, pretty good sign to tell what type of people are in the community. If they're building stuff, you love to see that. And this is quite a bit of things, but I feel like most projects on Solana, many of these included, are probably going to be rugs. Not saying that they have the intention to rug from the beginning, but NFT projects are just like companies. Most of them fail. Yeah, but that's a lot. That's good to see on the list. 53 of them. 23 million. 23 million total market value on those. Our roadmap looks like a 5-year-old drew it. Where are all the words? I mean, these guys have a pretty cool vibe to them. I am interested to find out what dust is. So, most premium perks require our system's dust token, like art, upgrades, premium merch, access to exclusive community events, games, and products. Upgrade your DeGods to DeGods. DeGods are a fine art upgrade of the original DeGods and also generate more dust. DeGods have become the #1 NFT collection on Solana by continually providing value and utility back to our community in fun, exciting, and innovative ways. Alright. We'll check out Magic Eden. see what these things are at. We go price low to high. 420. 420 Solana floor. Holy shit. That's a lot. I was expecting it to be like 5 Sol. Let's do some math here. Solana currently at $35. We want 420 Solana is 15 grand. So it's no laughing matter. There's legit people that want to be in this community. So 10k total supply, 4,333 owners, not bad. Average sale is okay. So average sale is pretty close to the floor right now. 139 out of the 10k listed, a little over 1%. Also pretty good. A lot of volume. I mean, off the bat, there's really not much. There's nothing that stands out to me that's bad about these guys, which is good. Usually, it's pretty easy to pick up on some red flags. The thing that caught my eye about him is they're dropping the Utes. Everybody's been seeing that on Twitter lately. I don't think anybody really knows what they are, at least from me, my standpoint being outside of the DeGods community. I don't know what Utes are gonna be. We really didn't find out that much about Dust though. Alright, let's check out the Dust documentation. I want to go back down here and look at this one more time. So most premium perks require our system's Dust token, like art upgrades. So the Dead Gods, you gotta spend Dust to make more Dust. The premium merch, access to exclusive community events, games, and products. I don't know what this means because usually, I mean, you'd like to see it where if you own the NFT, that you get to go to the event for free. So I don't know how much that type of stuff costs. I think the thing with me is tokenomics really will make a difference with this thing, because you'll be able to see just from the tokenomics and expose it if it's unsustainable. So Dust is the fuel that powers the entire DeGods ecosystem. DeGods is an experimental collection of NFTs. Okay, here's our table of contents. Start with mechanics. Max supply, 33.3 million Dust. There will be 3 halving periods. Each halving will reduce Dust staking rewards by 50%. Okay, so it's gonna do it at these landmarks. Once 16 million tokens are mined, then it halves until 24, almost 25 million have been minted, then it halves again for 29, and then that one just rides it out, I'm guessing, ever once that happens. So every DeGod has the ability to mine 2.5 Dust per day. The only way a DeGod can mine Dust is via staking. So I'm assuming if your DeGod is listed on the marketplace, you can't be staking it at the same time. It doesn't work like that. So they aren't getting any Dust. And then if you have a Dead God, you mine 3 times as many Dust per day as the DeGods. The only way a Dead God can mine Dust is via staking. Okay, so it's really just like any other, re-release a token, stake your NFT, you get the tokens as you basically bring them into existence. I mean, it's not different than anything else we've seen. This is not a sustainable model. The only thing that would make it sustainable if they start building more products and more things that incorporate Dust and really give like an actual reason to own Dust besides just upgrade your DeGod to a Dead God so you can get more Dust that doesn't do anything besides upgrade your own shit. Alright, Dust Store. DDAO will host Dust auctions and raffles for exclusive whitelist spots, NFTs held in the DDAO vault, and more. Alright. Yeah, because, I mean, the other thing you gotta think about is eventually that the dust is gonna hit its total supply cap, and then what, you know? That's the problem that all these things have that release all these tokens, and it doesn't even get to that point because people know that's gonna happen, so everyone just dumps their stuff before it gets there. Everyone, whoever's in last, gets left holding the bag on this stuff. All right, upgrades. DeGods is the first DeGods dust upgrade. Okay, it's the first one, so there's gonna be multiple. They can't just leave us off with, you know, upgrading it once. You gotta continue the Ponzi. I'm just playing. It's not a Ponzi. Or is it? Who knows? Okay. Cost 1,000 dust per DeGod to upgrade. Generate 3 times daily dust rewards. Yep, we just covered that. It goes from 2.5 dust per day to 7.5 if you have a DeGod. Replace the image and metadata. You'll be able to swap the original image. Oh, but you can swap between the original DeGod image or the DeGod. Sorry if my voice sounds like it's messed up. I went to an NFT meetup this morning. Allergies are killing me right now. And my nose will not stop running. Okay, visual traits are 1-to-1, pretty standard. Rarity's unaffected. It's kind of like turning if you could turn your ape into its mutant form, but go back and forth. That's kind of how it's like. Yeah, and so there's no separate NFT or serum. It's all just built into what you got. I kind of do like that. It gives it different forms to choose from without having to sell your original one. It's a good way to make it not extract value from the NFT when people upgrade it. Alright. Solana ecosystem. The DDAO will actively be seeking and responding to opportunities to integrate Dust utility into major projects in the Solana ecosystem. Examples include PvP and play to earn NFT games, accepted currency, and marketplaces. I'm not impressed by their tokenomics, bro. Like no. Most projects don't need their own token. NFTs, that's a different story, but their own token like this, it's not, nobody's figured out the sustainable model yet. This is not doing anything different than anything else, so it's gonna be short-lived. DeGods is not the end, it's only the beginning. The next one will come in a new separate NFT, mintable only in Dust. Gotcha. Yeah, I wouldn't pay 15 grand for this. My other issue is that it's on Solana. I think Solana will probably be around long term just because they got so much backing from Sam Bankman-Fried, FTX, and you know, all those major companies like that. They have so much money to work with, so many connections. I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon. But that's one of the things that's kept me away from collecting NFTs on Solana. It's that you don't really know what blockchains are going to be around in a few years, and if you have NFTs on dead blockchains, nobody's going to want them. So that's my reasoning for collecting mostly ETH NFTs, because it's one of the most decentralized platforms out there, and to me that's the big difference between ETH and Solana when it comes to collecting NFTs there. It's going to be much harder for ETH to be shut down if governments choose that they don't like blockchains, because Solana would be affected so easily because they're so centralized, and Bitcoin is easily the most secure blockchain in that scenario, which has actually led me to buying Bitcoin NFTs out of everything. So I do have some apprehension about collecting Solana NFTs like DeGods, but it doesn't mean they're bad, doesn't mean nobody should buy them. Like, if you're looking to get into a top 5 NFT community and you got 15 grand, you can't buy a Bored Ape, but you can get into some of these other communities like DeGods if you feel like, if you vibe with them more than like Moonbirds or Doodles or whatever else is in the top 5. I can't even remember. then yeah, that's the scenario that you go for one of these. I'm not in the scenario, so DeGods aren't for me, but shout out to those guys. Seems like they're doing some cool stuff. Definitely some cool people over there.